There's something sacred about the early hours of the morning. The world is still, the noise hasn't crept in yet, and for a brief moment, you are untouched by the rush of obligations, expectations, and distractions. That moment, it belongs to you. Now imagine this. You wake up, not with dread or delay, but with quiet strength. You move through your morning not hurriedly, but with purpose, not reacting, but choosing. There's a deep kind of freedom in that, one that Stoic philosophy has whispered about for centuries. The Stoics believe that the way you greet your morning is not a trivial routine. It's a profound act of self-leadership. A chance, each day, to come home to yourself before the world begins to pull you in 100 directions. To them, how you start your day was how you start your life, again and again. This video isn't just about what to do in the morning. It's about how to be, how to meet your own thoughts with clarity, how to carry yourself with intention, and how to reconnect with your inner stillness before the noise returns. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to become someone new. You simply need to return to what's always been within you. Your ability to choose your response, to lead yourself with grace, and to rise each day with a little more wisdom than the last. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 8 morning habits, each rooted in the timeless truths of Stoic philosophy. These practices aren't about performance. They're about presence. They're not there to impress others. They're there to help you feel aligned, focused, and strong. So take a breath. Let the rest of the world wait a moment, and come with me into the quiet power of a morning lived with intention. Because your life doesn't change by accident, it changes by how you choose to meet each new day. Part 1. Set your intentions clearly. Every day begins with a choice. Before the first message reaches your phone, before the demands, the headlines, the noise, you are given a moment. A blank space, and whether it lasts 5 seconds or 5 minutes, that space holds the quiet power to shape everything that follows. This is where intention lives. And it's where your day truly begins. Not on the clock, but within you. Ask yourself, what kind of presence do you want to bring into this day? Not what you want to achieve, but how you want to be. That's the subtle shift the Stoics understood, that your actions matter, but the state of your mind matters more, because no matter what happens outside of you, your power lies in how you meet it. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, faced pressures we can barely imagine, and yet each morning he returned to one quiet question. What kind of person will I choose to be today? You have that same question in front of you. Your intention is your inner compass. It doesn't need to be complicated. In fact, the simpler and more honest it is, the more powerful it becomes. Try something like, today I will meet discomfort with calm. Today I will speak less and listen more. Today I will not chase, only move with clarity. These are not promises made to the world. They are commitments whispered to yourself, anchors to hold on to when the current starts to pull. Why does this matter so much? Because most of the time, the world will try to decide for you who you're going to be. It will hand you urgency, stress, comparison, and noise. Without a clear intention, it's easy to follow that current, to become reactive instead of rooted. But when you begin your day by choosing, you reclaim your life from autopilot. You remind yourself you are not here just to survive this day. You are here to live it with integrity. And here's the thing, your intention isn't just for you. When you show up grounded, the people around you feel it. Your calm becomes their calm. Your clarity becomes contagious. The Stoics called this living in accordance with nature, not in the trees and rivers sense, but in your own nature. Your truest, most aligned self. Setting an intention isn't about forcing yourself into a mindset. It's about returning to your center. It's a remembering, a gentle reminder of the kind of strength that doesn't shout but stands quietly, unshaken. So how do you begin? Tomorrow morning, before you scroll, before you speak, sit still for a moment. Put one hand on your heart, if it helps. Breathe. Then ask yourself softly, what kind of energy do I want to carry into today? There's no right answer. There's only the answer that feels true. If you have a journal, write it down. If not, say it in your mind clearly. Let it echo just long enough for your body to feel it. Let it become a thread you can return to throughout the day, especially when it gets hard, especially when you forget. And you will forget. That's okay. The power is in remembering again and again. You don't need a perfect plan. You need presence. You don't need to control the day. You only need to decide how you'll move through it. Intention gives you that quiet strength. It doesn't remove the challenges, but it changes you in the face of them. The world may be loud, but your morning can still be quiet. Your path may twist and turn, but your intention can remain steady. So tomorrow morning, give yourself that gift. A few quiet breaths, a clear inner voice, and a gentle choice that might just change everything. Part 2. Mindful journaling. Reflect. Release. There's a quiet kind of strength in putting your thoughts on paper. It doesn't have to be poetic. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. When you wake up, your mind may already be filled with movement, lists, concerns, plans, memories. But those thoughts, if left unchecked, begin to pull you in different directions before your feet even hit the floor. Journaling offers something sacred in that space. A pause. A moment to see what's inside you and gently let it out. The Stoics saw journaling not as a task, but as a tool for self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations to be published. He wrote them to return to himself, to observe his own mind, to remind himself of what truly mattered, to release what didn't. In his quiet morning reflections, he wasn't chasing clarity, he was creating it. You can do the same. This isn't about having answers, it's about being honest. Sit with your notebook, digital or physical, it doesn't matter. What matters is the sincerity. Write what's weighing on you, what you're afraid of, what you're hoping for. Write the things you don't say out loud. Let your thoughts come out without judgment, and then take a breath. Notice how it feels to see what's been hidden. Sometimes the weight you carry isn't heavy because it's hard, it's heavy because it's unspoken. There's power in naming what you feel. When you write, you are no longer just reacting, you are reflecting. You are stepping into the role of the observer, the calm presence behind the noise. This is how you create space between what happens and how you respond. And in that space, you find freedom. You can use 3 simple prompts to guide you each morning. First, what's on my mind right now? Let your stream of consciousness flow. No edits, no expectations. Second, what's within my control today? This brings you back to your own power. You don't need to solve everything, just focus on what's yours to carry. Third, what am I grateful for? Even one small thing, a warm cup of coffee, a quiet room, a second chance. Gratitude doesn't need grandeur, it just needs your attention. You may be surprised at how much clarity this brings. Some days, your journal will hold questions, other days, answers. And often, it will simply be a place to leave behind what you no longer need to carry. It doesn't take long, just 5 or 10 minutes in the morning. But those minutes can change the way you move through the next 12 hours. You'll notice that your mind is a little quieter, your heart a little lighter, your focus a little clearer, You don't have to fix everything to move forward. You just need to face what's inside you with honesty and care. That's what this practice gives you, a safe space to release, reflect, and remember what matters. The Stoics believed in the discipline of the mind, but discipline isn't harsh. It isn't rigid. It's the steady act of returning to truth, to clarity, to yourself. So tomorrow morning, when the world is still and the light is soft, open your journal. Even if you write just one sentence, even if all you can say is, "I feel tired," and that's okay. That honesty is enough, because that's how transformation begins, not with a loud declaration, but with a quiet moment of truth. Your journal is not a record of your perfection. It's a mirror, a compass, a container for your inner life, and day by day, it becomes a path, one that leads you back to yourself, steadier, wiser, and more awake to the life you're already living. Part 3. Move your body, anchor your mind. There's a quiet magic in movement. It's not about athletic achievements, not about impressing anyone else. It's simply about reconnecting to the silent strength already within you. Each morning, before your day sweeps you into its currents, your body offers a gentle invitation to return home, to ground yourself, to remember your presence. The Stoics knew deeply that your physical and mental worlds aren't separate. Your body isn't merely a container. It's the quiet ally that helps steady your mind, especially when life begins to swirl around you. Maybe you've felt it before. Those moments when stress builds up, tension tightens your shoulders, or anxiety steals your breath. Your body tries to speak, signaling that your mind needs grounding. But often, in our hurry, we overlook those subtle messages. Movement, simple, mindful movement, can become your daily act of listening, a quiet dialogue between you and your body. You don't need complicated routines. You don't have to run miles or master yoga poses. The goal isn't perfection or performance. Instead, it's about giving yourself permission to move gently, intentionally, and compassionately each morning. It could mean stretching your arms skyward as you breathe deeply, slowly rolling your shoulders to release lingering tension, or stepping barefoot onto a quiet floor and feeling the ground beneath you steady and supportive. Try something simple tomorrow. As soon as you're up, find a quiet spot and just stretch slowly. Reach your hands upwards, feel your ribs expand with each breath. Bend gently, noticing every subtle sensation. Listen to what your body tells you. Maybe you feel stiffness, maybe relief, maybe a gentle quietness washing over you. Whatever you notice, let it be okay. No judgment, only gentle curiosity and presence. Movement doesn't need to be vigorous to be powerful. The Stoics understood this. Their morning walks, their measured breaths, their deliberate motions were practices of mindfulness. Each motion reminded them they weren't powerless observers of their day. They were participants, aware, centered, and calmly engaged with life itself. When you move mindfully, you're quietly choosing yourself first. You're telling your mind and your body that you matter, that your well-being is important, that before you rush to answer the world's demands, you'll answer your own. Science now echoes what the Stoics sensed instinctively. Gentle morning movement lowers stress, sharpens your mind, and stabilizes your emotions. It doesn't just change how you feel physically, it shifts the quality of your thoughts and actions. Your day becomes calmer, more intentional. Tasks that once overwhelmed you become manageable because your mind is clear and your heart steadied. Imagine how this can transform you over time. Every day, 5 or 10 minutes of intentional, compassionate movement. Not forced, not frantic, just present and sincere. Over weeks, over months, your mornings become something entirely new. They become your quiet sanctuary. a sacred pause before life's momentum carries you forward. Most importantly, your body starts feeling like a partner rather than an obstacle. It becomes something you care for gently, listen to openly, and honor daily. Movement, then, is no longer about obligation. It's a daily gesture of gratitude toward yourself, a simple but profound act of self-respect. Tomorrow, when your day begins anew, choose this gift of gentle movement. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, stretch slowly. As you move, repeat quietly within yourself, "I am here, I am present, I am strong." Feel these words, not just in your mind, but in every part of you. Let them ripple through your muscles, your bones, your breath. Feel their truth resonate deep inside, anchoring you for the day ahead. You may be surprised by how much strength you find. A strength that was always there, quietly waiting for you to notice. A strength that doesn't shout, doesn't strive, but simply exists, steady and available whenever you choose to access it. This is your morning. Your quiet moment, your chance to reclaim calm and clarity, to move with grace, to anchor your mind in the beautiful stillness of being fully awake. Give yourself this gentle practice tomorrow. Because when you move consciously, intentionally, you remind yourself of something essential. You're not just moving your body, you're grounding your soul, awakening your quiet power, and becoming the calm center of your own life. Part 4. Cultivate gratitude intentionally. There's a quiet, profound strength hidden in gratitude. Not the loud, performative gratitude that fills social media feeds, but the gentle, sincere appreciation that awakens silently within your own heart. The kind that emerges softly when you pause to recognize the ordinary miracles woven into your everyday life. You see, gratitude isn't about denying hardship or pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing, intentionally, where you direct your gaze each morning. It's about softly reminding yourself of what already sustains you, comforts you, and quietly brings meaning into your life. The Stoics deeply understood this quiet power. They saw gratitude not as passive thankfulness, but as active awareness. They knew your happiness doesn't come from gaining more. It comes from fully noticing what's already present. It comes from acknowledging the quiet abundance already surrounding you, even amidst difficulty. Tomorrow morning, before the world sweeps you into its demands, try something simple. Pause for a few moments, sit quietly, and gently ask yourself, what am I truly grateful for today? It doesn't need to be grand or impressive. Maybe it's as simple as the comfort of your warm bed, the calm and the quiet before dawn, or the quiet companionship of your morning coffee. Perhaps it's the kindness someone showed you yesterday, or even just the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat, quietly and persistently carrying you forward. When you pause to notice these things, your perspective shifts, subtly but profoundly. You begin seeing abundance where before you saw scarcity. You begin feeling richness where before you felt emptiness. Gratitude gently reawakens your awareness. It pulls you away from endless wanting and back into the quiet embrace of appreciation. Because gratitude isn't just about feeling good, it's about clarity. It allows you to distinguish between what's fleeting and what genuinely matters. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." This is precisely the quiet gift gratitude offers. It gently pulls you back to the present, softly reminding you that right here, right now, is enough. How can you practice gratitude intentionally each morning? Begin by quietly naming 3 things you genuinely appreciate. Say them softly in your mind, or write them down in your journal. As you name them, pause to truly feel them. Don't rush. Allow yourself to fully experience the quiet joy of recognition. For example, whisper gently to yourself, "I'm grateful for the warmth of sunlight coming through my window." Breathe deeply and feel its comfort. I'm grateful for a quiet moment to myself. Let that solitude nourish you. I'm grateful that today I get another chance. Feel the gentle courage rising within you as you say this. With each acknowledgement, your inner world quietly brightens, and suddenly your day doesn't seem quite so daunting. Your struggle's not quite so heavy. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulty, but it gently balances it with the quiet strength of appreciation. Over time, intentional gratitude becomes more than a morning ritual. It becomes a mindset. You begin carrying this quiet awareness throughout your day. You find yourself naturally noticing small kindnesses. Little details you once overlooked become tiny, sustaining gifts. You feel more connected, not only to the people around you, but to life itself. This gentle shift creates profound inner resilience. When life feels overwhelming, gratitude quietly whispers, "Remember, there is goodness here too." When stress tries to consume you, it softly says, "You still have quiet strength within you." It becomes your silent anchor, grounding you in quiet clarity no matter how stormy the outside world may be. Remember, gratitude isn't an obligation, it's a quiet choice. It's the soft decision you make each morning to notice, to appreciate, and to gently hold space for what is already good and beautiful in your life. It isn't loud, but it is powerful, like the calm, steady breath you take before stepping forward into the unknown. Tomorrow morning, choose gratitude intentionally. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and name your blessings softly. Let this gentle practice awaken your quiet inner strength. You'll soon see, gratitude quietly transforms your ordinary mornings into something extraordinary. Not because your life changes, but because you do. Your heart becomes lighter, your spirit quietly stronger. This is your quiet power, waiting patiently inside you. Awaken it tomorrow with gratitude, gently and intentionally, because everything you need for joy is already present. You just have to pause, notice, and softly say thank you. Part 5. Visualize possible challenges. You don't need the world to be easy. You just need to be ready. Each morning before the day unfolds, you have a powerful opportunity, not just to hope for the best, but to prepare yourself gently and honestly for what might test you. This is not about being negative, it's about being rooted, grounded, prepared to meet life on its terms. The Stoics had a word for this, premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of difficulties, and it's not as heavy as it sounds. It's a practice of visualizing quietly and calmly the obstacles that may come your way, so that when they do, you're not thrown off course. You're steady. You've already met them once in your mind, and now you meet them again with awareness and strength. This is where your emotional resilience is forged, not in the moment of chaos, but in the quiet moments before it, in the way you prepare yourself, not to avoid discomfort, but to walk through it with grace. Take a moment tomorrow morning, after your breath, your intention, your gratitude. Sit with yourself and gently ask, what challenges might I face today? Maybe you already feel them coming, a conversation that could go sideways, a long, overwhelming list of demands, a wave of self-doubt that always shows up when you least expect it. Whatever it is, see it. Imagine it clearly, and then imagine yourself responding with strength, not perfectly. Not without emotion, but with calm, with clarity. With intention, you might picture someone speaking to you harshly, and you choosing not to match their tone. You might see yourself falling behind schedule, and instead of spiraling, you take a breath, refocus, and keep going. You might feel old fears rising, and still you move forward with your shoulders soft and your heart open. This practice isn't about avoiding pain, it's about reducing surprise. And when you're not surprised by difficulty, you're not as easily shaken by it. You begin to trust yourself more. You start showing up with quiet confidence, even when things don't go your way. There's something deeply empowering in this kind of visualization, because you're not waiting for the world to go smoothly. You're not depending on outside conditions to feel at peace. Instead, you're stepping into your day knowing that whatever comes, you've already met it within yourself. And that's where your real strength lives. Not in control, but in preparation. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every morning. He reminded himself that people might be rude, that plans might fall through, that life would often disappoint. But in doing so, he didn't grow bitter. He grew calm, because he was choosing to live in reality, not fantasy. And from that grounded place, he could move with grace and clarity. You can do the same. This practice is yours to shape. You might write down your thoughts in a journal, or just close your eyes and breathe through them. There's no script, only the intention to meet life with your eyes open and your spirit steady. And over time, something beautiful happens. You stop fearing the unknown quite so much. You stop bracing for impact. Instead, you begin walking into each day with a quiet kind of courage, the kind that knows storms may come, but also knows you've already found your footing. So tomorrow morning, give yourself this gift. Take just a few moments to visualize the road ahead, not to fear it, but to become familiar with it. See your own strength in advance, feel your own clarity ahead of time, and remind yourself you don't have to control the day. You just have to meet it with presence and poise, because real resilience isn't loud, it's quiet, steady, patient, and it begins before the first challenge ever arrives. It begins with you. Part 6. Practice mindful breathing. Before anything else, breathe. Not because you're supposed to, but because your breath is always there, quiet, steady, and waiting to bring you back to yourself. In a world that constantly asks you to move faster, speak louder, do more, the simple act of breathing with awareness can feel almost radical. But this isn't about rebellion, it's about return, a return to stillness, to clarity, to presence. Your breath is not just a function. It's a refuge, and each morning you have a chance to meet it like an old friend, noticing it, honoring it, letting it guide you into the kind of quiet strength the Stoics wrote about. Not the kind that resists emotion, but the kind that holds steady within it. The Stoics didn't speak about breath the way Eastern philosophies did, but they lived its spirit. They valued calm. They trained their minds to stay steady, even when the outside world grew chaotic. They practiced returning to what was within their control, and your breath is always within your control. So tomorrow morning, give yourself permission to do nothing for just a moment, except breathe, sit comfortably, close your eyes, if that helps. Let your body be still, and then simply notice the air as it moves in and moves out. No forcing, no trying to get it right, just presence. As you inhale, feel the air filling your lungs, lifting your chest. As you exhale, feel the soft release, the gentle letting go. Let that rhythm become an anchor, because life will pull at you. Stress will rise, distractions will come, but right here, in this breath, there is a space untouched by any of it. And when you connect to that space each morning, you're not escaping life, you're preparing for it. Mindful breathing teaches you how to pause, and sometimes a pause is all you need to shift the direction of your day. Instead of reacting, you respond. Instead of rushing, you return. You become the calm center in the middle of everything else. Even just 2 or 3 minutes of conscious breathing can make a difference. It's not about time. It's about intention. It's about choosing each day to begin from stillness instead of from stress, to meet your thoughts, not by pushing them away, but by observing them gently as they rise and fall, just like your breath. And here's something important to remember. This practice is not a performance. You're not trying to empty your mind. You're not trying to achieve enlightenment. You're simply allowing yourself to be here, fully, quietly, honestly. If your thoughts wander, let them, and then return softly, patiently to your breath again and again. This is how strength is built, not through force, but through steady return. Your breath is your compass. When life feels heavy, come back to it. When you feel lost, return to it. When you're not sure what you need, start with this. And over time, that simple rhythm will begin to shape the way you live. You'll find yourself more grounded in conversation, more patient in discomfort, more present in the moments that matter. So tomorrow morning, before anything else, before your phone, your schedule, your plans, meet your breath. Let it greet you. Let it steady you. Let it remind you that peace isn't something you have to earn. It's something you already carry within you, waiting for your attention. You don't have to control your thoughts. You don't have to fix your feelings. You just have to breathe and be there for it. This small act, repeated daily, becomes a quiet revolution. One breath, one moment, one morning at a time. And it all begins with you. Part 7. Strengthen your inner compass. Revisit your values. Before you step into your day, pause and remember who you are. Not what you need to do, not what others expect of you, but who you are at your core. That place inside you that remains still, steady, and honest, even when the world around you shifts. Your values are not decoration. They're your compass, your quiet guide through noise, doubt, and distraction. And each morning, before the pace of life picks up, you have the chance to return to them, to realign, to refocus, to root yourself in what truly matters. The Stoics taught that a meaningful life is one lived in accordance with virtue, not flashy, not loud, but steady. Simple, principled, they believed in the pursuit of wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. And while those words might sound ancient, their essence is deeply personal, because they ask you to look within and ask, what kind of person do I want to be today? That question is your starting point, and only you can answer it. Maybe it's kindness. Maybe it's honesty. Maybe it's showing up fully, even when it's hard. Your values don't need to be big or poetic. They just need to be true for you. And when you live by them, you feel it. You feel lighter, more whole, more connected to the person you know you're capable of becoming. So tomorrow morning, take a few quiet moments and revisit your values. You can close your eyes, place a hand over your heart, and simply ask yourself, what do I want to stand for today? Maybe you want to lead with patience. Maybe you want to hold boundaries with clarity. Maybe today is about being brave in small, invisible ways. Whatever rises, trust it. Write it down, speak it aloud. Let it live somewhere beyond your mind. Because when challenges appear, and they always do, your values are what will steady you. They become the difference between reacting in fear and responding with purpose, between getting swept away and standing your ground. Your values are your quiet courage. They help you say no to the things that drain you. They help you say yes to what aligns with your deeper purpose. They give you clarity when the world feels blurry, and they remind you that you're not here to live by default. You're here to live by design, your design. The truth is, life will always try to pull you in different directions. Some days you'll feel off track. That's okay. This isn't about being perfect. It's about returning again and again. And each time you do, you get a little stronger, a little clearer, a little more grounded in who you truly are. You already have the answers. You already carry the compass. It's not something you have to earn. It's something you simply have to remember. So when you wake tomorrow, give yourself this gift: a few quiet minutes to reconnect with your values. Hold them close. Let them shape your choices, your tone, your presence. Let them speak louder than doubt. Let them remind you of your path, even when the way forward feels uncertain, because your life is shaped not just by what you do, but by why you do it. And when that why is rooted in your values, everything you touch carries a little more depth, a little more meaning, a little more of you. This is how you become the kind of person you respect, not overnight, not all at once, but morning by morning, word by word, choice by choice. And it starts with remembering who you are, what matters, and who you're becoming. Part 8. Spend quiet moments in nature. There's a kind of wisdom that doesn't come from books. It doesn't shout, doesn't demand your attention, but it's there, patiently waiting just beyond your walls. It lives in the sound of wind brushing against leaves, in the slow rhythm of clouds drifting across the sky, in the stillness of early morning light. Nature doesn't need to explain itself, it simply exists, with grace, with resilience, with quiet strength. And when you step into it, even for just a few moments, something within you begins to soften, to slow, to settle. This is not about escaping your life, it's about returning to it more fully. Because when you walk outside and let yourself truly see what's around you, there's a shift. You begin to feel yourself grounded, rooted, present again. Your breath slows, your thoughts grow quieter. And something inside you remembers, you are part of this. You belong to this world too. The Stoics understood this connection deeply. They didn't separate themselves from nature, they saw themselves within it. To them, nature was a teacher, a reminder of how to live. With balance, with acceptance, with harmony. They observed the seasons and learned patience. They watched the stars and remembered perspective. They listened to the wind and practiced surrender. Tomorrow morning, before the noise finds you, step outside, even if it's just your balcony, your porch. A patch of sunlight near your window, stand there or sit. Breathe in the air, look around without rushing. Notice the colors, the textures, the sounds. The way light shifts, the way stillness moves. Let the earth remind you what calm feels like. You don't need a forest or a mountain to experience this. All you need is a moment of attention, because when you give yourself to nature, even briefly, it gives something back: clarity, peace, perspective. This quiet ritual isn't about doing anything. It's about being. Let yourself be the one who listens instead of always speaking. Let yourself be the one who watches instead of always reacting. Let yourself be the one who slows down without guilt, without a reason. Other than this, you are human and you need stillness too. Nature holds space for you, even when you forget to hold it for yourself. It doesn't judge your worries. It doesn't rush your healing. It just is, constant, patient, alive. And when you spend time with it intentionally, quietly, you begin to mirror it. You grow a little more grounded, a little more accepting, a little more at ease with the things you cannot control. Let this be part of your mornings, a few quiet minutes in the company of trees, sky, birds, or wind. Let this be your reset, your return, your reminder that you don't need to always push, that you don't have to have all the answers, that sometimes the wisest thing you can do is pause, breathe, and let the world speak to you in silence. Because deep down you already know, peace doesn't come from the outside. It comes from slowing down long enough to feel it. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply step outside, look around, and remember how to be small and free and whole. Let nature meet you in the morning. and let that stillness follow you throughout your day. You carry that peace within you now. All it needed was a quiet moment to rise. Conclusion: a morning that begins with you. You've just walked through 8 powerful morning practices, not tasks to check off, not routines to perform, but invitations to return to yourself, to move slowly, breathe deeply, and live from a place of quiet strength. Each of these habits is rooted in timeless wisdom, not because the Stoics lived perfect lives, but because they practiced showing up with intention, with clarity, with courage, and now that wisdom belongs to you. Your morning doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. It just has to be yours, intentional, honest, anchored in what matters. Maybe it starts with one breath, one sentence in a journal, one step outside your door. These small acts, done consistently, will begin to change you, not by adding more noise to your life, but by clearing space for what's already within you. Your strength, your clarity, your inner compass. So tomorrow, before you rush into the world, pause, come back to your breath, reconnect with your values. Notice the world around you. Choose who you want to be before the world chooses for you. And if something in this video resonated, if you felt seen or steadied or inspired, consider subscribing or sharing it with someone who might need a gentler start to their day. Because this isn't just about a morning routine, it's about a way of being, and it begins quietly, powerfully, with you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next moment of stillness. Until then, stay present, stay steady, and keep becoming the person you were always meant to be.